What's up, y'all? So this episode 9 of the That Negus Audio Experience Digital Karma Deluxe Edition with your host, the original Karma Drop. And if I'm not the original, which I'm probably not, but I am original in my delivery, I am the best, and that's not up for debate. So if you have any background noise, it's I'm just out chilling. I'm not at home right now. And I'm not gonna lie, my voice probably sound a little cracky. This weather I don't know. It's cold one minute, hot the next, man. I'm coming over something. But, whenever I get the podcast situated in order exactly how I want it, though, every day gonna be hot. At least every day that I drop on. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's caramel to your ears, caramel to your eyes. Maybe not right now, I'm off camera right now. But, so I'm just gonna jump in. I had recorded this earlier, but I actually wanted to re-record it. This is essentially the identity episode, and I'm just establishing who I am because I never really identified myself correctly when I had started the podcast. I started the podcast in a form of a crash out sense. This rain gonna get on my nerves. It's starting to rain, but ain't nothing wrong with that. That's just nature, and nature is amazing. I need someone to come do nature trips with me sometime soon. I want to go to the lake, go to the park and stuff with people. But essentially, I had originally started to apologize for how I had, and I think I had done so in a sense in some of my other episodes for how I delivered myself through the podcast. And really, when I look back at it, I'm not apologizing for anything. Because sometimes in life, we get upset, and ain't nothing wrong with that. I get upset less than anybody I know. I get upset less than anybody I know. So I don't apologize for anything. When I crash out, it's an issue. You can get the hell on. And sun's down, so, ain't nothing censored. But as far as that goes, it's Ramadan. Ramadan has been amazing. I ain't been the best at fasting. I got the food down pat. I just got to work on the liquid. But I have done better in reforming some of my habits and getting back into a sense of where I am praying on the regular and just getting closer with God. And that's always good for you to do, because by getting closer with Allah, we're getting closer with ourselves. Because in the book it says something along the lines, I'm going to have to really look at what exact part it is, but it's something along the lines of, we are nearer to you than your nearest jugular vein. God is within us, and if God is without you, then seek medical help. But God is within and without. You understand? God is Allah, God, and good. These are all synonyms. When you look for God, you are seeing the good in everything. And that's, that ties into perspectives. I have a book I'm creating right now. I've titled it The Yellowest Black Sheep. It's a book about my perspectives, and I go in depth as far as how I view the world, and I do give some examples as to why I view the world in certain senses that I do. And essentially, what I'm saying is that you need to have a positive mindset. A lot of people see the bad in things, and that is strictly of the devil. There's good and bad in everything. It's the whole yin and yang concept, which is an Asian interpretation of something that's been around a lot longer. But essentially, it's typical to look at things from a bad perspective, and that's just something I had caught myself doing when I had caught myself apologizing. But I haven't done anything wrong. I could have said things more politically correct, but this is an uncensored show in the sense that I do process what I'm thinking, which is better than most people. An example of this would be, earlier I got a call from my ex, I had cut my ex off. Well, not exactly cut her off, but I ain't been dealing with her because I don't deal with raggedy bitches. I have standards nowadays. And I actually completely cut her off and blocked her because she gonna call my phone talking about some, can I give her a ride? And then I say I got stuff to do. She gonna get upset and cuss me out. I got 5 females all through my contacts. It ain't no drought of no pussy over here. I'm celibate by choice. I just had a link up yesterday. Was sucking on a titty. Shawty kind of shy, so I ain't get the pussy. She a Virgo too. But next time we link though, I already know what's going on. You probably can't see this. I probably ain't gonna have my face on the camera, but I have my pinky down for a sec. If you're a player, you know what that is. But some people do have a drought, and that's not my issue. That's for them to deal with. But I'm not who you're used to dealing with. But essentially, as far as this episode goes, I just want to address who I am. You understand? I'm at this point in life where maybe what I say I am isn't reflective of who I've been, because in life you go through changes, and I'm going through major changes at this point in my life where I am releasing the old and coming into the new. And if I do stick with the old, it was a good aspect of who I have been, but I'm actually in the process of, I'm repelled by bullshit at this point in my life. I'm completely cool on that. You can have that. You understand? Anything degenerate, I'm not attracted to that, but in this we live in a matrix, and in a matrix, in nature, light is attracted to darkness. But also, with this being an artificial reality that we're living in a sense, essentially, darkness is attracted to light. And so a lot of times we get caught up with bullshit tendencies, with bullshit people, bullshit habits, and environments. And essentially what I'm saying is, I'm not going for that. You do you and I'm going to do me. I'm getting close with God. I'm getting my health in order. Truth be told, at one point in time, I had a marijuana habit. I can't tell you the last time I smoked marijuana. It's been a minute, because I've cut that out through fasting. Through fasting, I've also got my mind more crisp. You understand? I'm thinking. I'm able to develop myself in a more correct manner, rather than in the sense of I'm being influenced by my surroundings. You understand? It's good to be of the earth, but never be of the world, though. To be of the world is trifling. We live in a trifling environment a lot of the times, and negativity can flow into your life and distract you from the positivity. And essentially what this is a movement. Everything I'm doing, from the podcast to the clothing lines to even the cryptocurrency even, and to the book, and I've got other stuff on the way. You understand? It's all a movement. Out with the old, in with the new. Don't nobody give a damn about your opinions. You can get the hell on. I was finna say something else, and I wasn't finna mean it in the sense of I got a knife for your life. Allow the old you to die so a new you can be born. I was finna really mean it, because it's some fault that just, maybe they was something to someone else, and not just fault, but just things, just stuff in life. But some stuff that just ain't worth my time at this point. I'm growing into who I want to be. And so with that, I'm a businessman. I'm an author. I am a fashion designer. I am a crypto tycoon in the making. You understand? I'm a lot of things positive. Ain't nothing you can say about me other than an affirmation. And if you do say something negative, well, essentially what you're doing is you're assigning a new meaning to it, which is me. And so I take no issue. Say what you gonna say. I got a condom for your opinions. I got condoms for your opinions. This a mind fuck right here. You understand? But so I didn't really hop on here with a script. Also, something else I want to talk about is my guest, my co-host. Episode 10 is coming soon. It won't be immediate. I'm going to be linking with her tomorrow, hopefully. I linked with her before, and she's going to be in Florida next week. So perhaps the episode will come out when she gets back. But I am going to have her on the show. Because that's going to allow for me to have two intellectual perspectives on psychology. You know, I said the other day that she is a major in criminal justice and a minor in psychology. And when I heard criminal justice, I was like, fuck, this the police. And she is gonna be a police. She finna graduate, but I don't take issue with that. You know, I deal with who deals with me in a proper accordance. I have a past habit of just accepting whoever's fucking with me. Fucking with whoever fucking with me. But I need to be more selective in who I deal with, because that leads to bad connections. And essentially at this point in my life, I'm cutting connections off. No Wi-Fi. You understand? That's that though. I just wanted to hop on here for a minute. Episode 10 coming soon. I feel like I'm feeling comfortable with this episode. I could have made it do with the recording that I had earlier, but I just wanted to hop on here and give a new delivery, because I don't feel like sometimes, some things are bloopers. I addressed certain topics earlier that would have been amazing to put out there, but these are things that will come out over time. And also, I'm just not realizing I didn't exactly address myself in the complete sense. I left one thing out. With this being that Negus audio experience, I am a Negus. I am a king. So when you address me, you address me like you got some damn sense. I don't know who I'm telling that to. I'm just putting that out into the world, being conceited. Conceited ain't always necessarily a bad thing. What conceited is you have standards. What conceited is you don't tolerate less than what you should expect. And it's always good to have standards, because that's the basis of how you operate, how you move in life. And you need a firm foundation, a firm basis. And a lot of times we end up in situations where we end up losing our feet. We end up losing our feet, losing our position, and we have to find a new foundation. And essentially what all this is me creating a new foundation. I have found a new foundation. All praise be to Allah, alhamdulillah, because other people would fold with adversity. Other people are weak, but someone like me, I come from a long line of strong black men, and so I'm stepping in that nature. I can be 10 times yellower. I can have 10 white mamas. I'm still stepping in the line of a strong lineage of strong black men, and I'm real appreciative of that, because a lot of people come from a long line of fuck niggas. I've seen that quite often, you understand? My father setting example taught me that I'm a guy looking at him, but someone else might have that father where they look at their father and they ain't learn nothing but some trifling bullshit that leads them to be insane. And this ain't hypocritical of me to say, because, you know, originally I had looked at my original example I had set with my podcast, for example, as borderline being insanity. But the truth is, what was insanity was holding my tongue and allowing stress to bottle up to the point where I had to release it in that manner. And anyone got something to say, I don't give a damn. Hell nah. You get the hell on. But so this has been episode 9. I'm going to be releasing episode 10 as soon as everything is in order. I'm feeling real comfortable with this episode. I like this one. So y'all, I'm tapping out. Y'all tap in with the next episode. This has been episode 9, which coincides with the meaning of number 9 in numerology, which is an ending. Essentially what this was an ending of confusion. I'm tapping out. Y'all tap in. Next one. Peace.